A familiar feeling, anger in everyday life. We've all been there. It's that sudden rush of heat, that tightening in your chest, that slow burn when someone cuts us off in traffic, making us feel disrespected and invisible. The frustration of a broken promise, leaving us feeling let down and betrayed. Anger is a natural human emotion, as universal as joy or sadness. It's a part of our emotional spectrum. We might try to suppress it or deny it, thinking it's wrong to feel this way. But anger is a part of who we are. Sometimes anger feels overwhelming, like a storm inside us. It can lead to conflict and hurt, damaging our relationships and causing pain. But what if we shifted our perspective? What if we saw anger not as an enemy, but as a signal? What if, instead of fearing anger, we explored its potential? What if we understood it better? Anger can be a powerful force for good. It can drive us to stand up for ourselves and others. It can be a catalyst for positive change, pushing us to address injustices and make things right. When channeled constructively, anger can help us grow, set boundaries, and live more authentically. It can be a tool for personal growth and self-discovery. The power of anger fueling positive action. Anger is often seen as a negative emotion, but it can be a powerful catalyst for change. Think about a time when you witnessed an injustice. Maybe it was something you saw on the news or experienced firsthand. Maybe it was a news story about inequality, a report that made your blood boil and your heart ache. Perhaps it was a personal experience of discrimination, something that struck a chord deep within you, that surge of anger you felt. That was your moral compass kicking in, urging you to do something about it. Anger can motivate us to take action. It can push us to step out of our comfort zones and fight for justice. It can inspire us to fight for what we believe in, to stand up and be counted. History is full of examples where anger fueled social movements. Think about the Civil Rights Movement or the fight for women's suffrage. Think about the Civil Rights Movement or the fight for women's suffrage. These movements were driven by a collective anger against injustice. Anger was a driving force for change, a spark that ignited a fire for equality and justice. On a personal level, anger can empower us to stand up for ourselves. It can give us the strength to confront those who wrong us. It can give us the courage to leave a toxic relationship or speak up against unfair treatment. Anger, when channeled positively, can be a force for good, driving us to make the world a better place. Anger and our brain's insights from research. What's happening in our brains when we experience anger? Research suggests that anger triggers the release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones prepare us for action, activating our fight or flight response. While this response can be helpful in dangerous situations, it can also lead to impulsive behavior if we're not careful. That's why learning to manage our anger is crucial. Studies show that suppressing anger can be detrimental to our health. It's linked to increased stress levels and even physical health problems. Expressing our anger in healthy ways, on the other hand, can be cathartic and empowering. Section 4, Healthy Expression, Finding Your Voice. So how do we express anger constructively? It starts with recognizing and acknowledging our anger. Instead of bottling up our feelings or lashing out, we can learn to communicate our anger assertively. This means expressing our needs and boundaries clearly and respectfully. It's about advocating for ourselves without resorting to aggression or blame. Finding healthy outlets for our anger is also key. Exercise, journaling, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist can help us process and release pent-up emotions. Section 5. Setting boundaries, protecting your well-being. Anger can be a powerful tool for setting boundaries. When we experience anger in response to someone's behavior, it's often a sign that our boundaries have been crossed. Learning to identify and communicate our boundaries is essential for healthy relationships. It's about respecting ourselves and teaching others how to treat us. Sometimes setting boundaries means saying no to requests or demands that compromise our well-being. It might mean having difficult conversations with loved ones, but ultimately setting boundaries is about protecting our emotional and mental health. Section 6, Turning Up the Heat, Anger as a Catalyst for Growth. Anger can be an uncomfortable emotion. It often makes us feel uneasy and we might want to push it away or ignore it, but it's also an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. When we face our anger head-on, we open the door to understanding ourselves better. By leaning into our anger, we can learn more about ourselves, our values, and what truly matters to us. It can reveal our deepest convictions and highlight areas in our lives that need attention. When we allow ourselves to feel our anger fully without judgment, we can begin to understand its message. This process of introspection can be incredibly enlightening. What is our anger trying to tell us? What needs to change? These questions can guide us toward meaningful action and personal growth. By embracing anger as a catalyst for positive change, we can harness its power for good. It can motivate us to stand up for ourselves and others and to make necessary changes in our lives. We can transform our anger into a force that empowers us, strengthens our relationships, and makes the world a more just and equitable place. When channeled constructively, anger can be a powerful tool for social change and personal empowerment.